sitting here in a dormitory that housed about 140 children. This is a part of a larger compound with a church, a Wesleyan church, and a school, and this orphanage. And you can kind of see here, this was a two-story building and just collapsed. The miracle here is that there was not one child that lost their life, and only one was trapped and somewhat hurt. Here's the hole that they pulled one child out, and they survived. So just wanted you to see and experience that. I'm standing here with Marie Michelle, and she is the little girl that was trapped here in this floor that we just looked at a while ago, and you can see that she has a few injuries, and yet God protected her, and we're so thankful, Marie Michelle, that God did protect you, and you're here today. Carl? Hey, I'm standing here with a bunch of the children that are in this orphanage, and it absolutely overwhelms me that several were not killed, but God protected them, and this little spot right here is their makeshift church right now, and there's a few beds that's laying out along the side, but you can see here there's not much here for these all these children. And this is off the beaten trail. A lot of people wouldn't know about this unless they drove off the main road. This is about 3 hours from Port-au-Prince, and these children need our help, and we need to not only pray, but we need to give some money to rebuild their orphanage, and their church was out front. It's collapsed as well. I'm kneeling here with the director of World Hope International, and we've traveled to Haiti during this aftermath of the earthquake that happened just a few days ago. And Dr. Carl Islak is the person that is showing us some of these situations. And Carl, I'd just like to ask you some pretty candid questions here. When I see, how many children are here?
They have 131 children here right now.
And why are these children here?
These are orphans from either the AIDS community here, where both parents have died, or they were abandoned by a one parent who can no longer take care of them.
My heart breaks when I see this, and I just go, Lord, keep it tender all the way home. Don't let me get callous in a few weeks. But there's a sense here where I'm overwhelmed. Like, what block do you start with? How does this work? And what can one church do? What can one business do? What can one person do? How does this work?
Well, Wes, in our travels around Haiti, I don't know about you, but I can't get my brain around what I've been seeing. It's hard to say, where do you begin? But for here, what I've had to do is to break it down into chunks. So what do you do now? What do you do 6 months from now? What do you do a year from now? What are the needs? The immediate need for these children is they have no place to live. They're living outside, underneath the trees.
And how long will they live like this?
Well, that's okay for a couple of months, but the rainy season starts this spring.
So how do we take care of them in between getting this building back up?
Before the building gets built again, they need shelter, they need food, they need water, and they need medicine. Those are the four basic needs that this orphanage has, and they're off the beaten path. We're about 20 miles from Port-au-Prince. Port-au-Prince is getting all the attention. Léogâne has not yet gotten that kind of attention. So they need tents to sleep in. They need some tarps to have their dinners under and their breakfast during the rainy season especially, and to have school. There's no place to have school here, and we want to keep the kids in their schools and keep learning.
Okay, if I'm a business person sitting back in the audience today and I'm listening to you say those things, do you want me to send 100 tents down here? Do you want me to actually package some tents, or are you talking how does this work?
Tents would be great if we could
So
get a pile of tents together.
I go to the sporting goods store and buy these myself and send them?
That's one way to do it. It could be somebody that has a connection with a tent making company, Coleman or something like that can step in and be willing to donate so much out of their inventory.
So you need a generator here?
Yes, they would. They would.
The
There's no
electricity's gone.
There's no electricity.
The water power, that's gone.
Yep.
Now, we get those things down here really quick.
Right.
What's going to happen here, and approximately what is the cost of this dorm that we're looking at?
This was a multifunction building. It was a church, it was the dorm for sleeping, and it was a school. 3 different functions, and a dining hall. It was actually 4 different functions. And the dormitory, of course, was for 180 students here. So all of it needs to, it's all gone. It was 3 stories, and it's gone. It's flattened down. So the whole thing needs to be rebuilt. I don't know if you do it in pieces. We're going to do an assessment immediately with some engineers to find out. So we need possibly some engineers to give an idea of what it's going to cost and if they can price it out for us with the local market here, with buying things from the local market, as well as bringing things in from the U.S.
Do you need any of our people to come and help?
Yeah, we could use a team of experts, of construction and engineering experts to come down, and because one of the goals that we would have would be to rebuild with a more earthquake-proof building. This building came down very quickly.
Where will these people stay if they come down?
We have a guest house right in Port-au-Prince.
Okay,
and we'll
so
bring
they
them
come out each day.
They can come out each day, or if they're up for camping, we
Right
can
here.
take care of them. We'll put it together. They can sleep in tents and leave the tents behind when they leave.
Okay. Well, you've heard the CEO of World Hope explain how this works, and I'm appealing to you that we can't wait on this. We can't wait for the rainy season. We've got to do this now. So give, provide materials, provide your hands, your feet. Come here, help. We need that kind of help.
And your prayers.
And your prayers. Thank you for reminding us.